Welcome back to V-Rule. If we get 2,500 subscribers, I got 4 prizes for 4 different winners. The Glaring Articuno tin from Crown Zenith is one of them, 2 3-pack blisters from Stellar Crown, and a Pokemon mystery prize. Go ahead and do the usual things. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and make sure you hit that notification bell because I post 7 days a week while you're here. And since you got to go down there to subscribe anyways, leave a comment. You know how these things work. You leave a comment and do me a little extra favor. Read the description because that gives you the rules and how we need to go about entering to win this giveaway. Do me that favor because it's going to be doing yourself that favor to win this prize. Today is our Sunday slip on the Pokemon market where we look at different single cards and sealed product going down in price every single week and taking a look where the market is headed. However, I will point out a common trend. Prices that are slipping tend to be single cards and sealed products tend to be going up. So when we look at that on Tuesdays for our trending prices up, you're going to see a lot more sealed. When we look at our Sunday slip prices, you're going to see a lot more singles. Let's get into it. We have Pokemon 151, the Blastoise, just coming down a little bit. Now, actually, this is kind of a trend across all of the 151. There's a slight little bump down. Maybe it's anticipation for the potential reprint or restock. There's a lot of different, whispers out there that it's not quite a reprint, but a restock is headed our way, rather, that other companies have been holding on to, the Pokemon companies have been holding on to. Stocking companies like MJ Holding have been holding on to it, getting it ready for the Christmas season fast approaching. It really is. One here, Venusaur, just in the past couple days, you look at the 3-month trend, doesn't look like much. It's really trying to figure out where the price lands between this $44, $45, all the way down to that 41 or 2. And if we look at the 1-month trend, we just see the past few days there's been some steady declines on prices there, but that's just sales. So is this really going down on 151 singles? Recently, yes. Long term, I don't think so. I think these are just trying to settle in their new market from these a little bit hot shots to the top here where they were almost $40 for this Charizard EX full art coming down to 34. So, just little things like that. Interesting to watch. I don't think it's as interesting for what the market is dictating at this time. Alakazam EX, same story, ups and down, and only recently are we getting to what I would call more of a recovery or leveling of the market, not so much a trend down. Charmander, same thing, just this little tweak on the end. I think this is going to be coming down for another week or so just to level itself out, and we're talking pennies and how it comes down. That $30 range is really what we're going to be seeing, I think, in the long term with or without a reprint. So we're just a little heated right now on that almost $32 there. Magikarp, here's one, Paldea Evolved, a handful from Paldea Evolved that all shot up and actually maintained a decent price for a while. This one's come down quite a bit. It's almost ready for me to pick it up. I'm telling you, I had been trying to rack my brain, what's a Pokemon that I think is my favorite, and I didn't have one. But I thought it would be fun to pick one anyways, and this is a couple years now, and just in my head I was like, you know what if I went with Magikarp as my favorite and just started collecting every Magikarp card? That would be kind of fun because he's not that exciting, doesn't get a lot of love. And then here we have Paldea Evolved, where it's really one of the hottest cards available in the Scarlet and Violet era, the most expensive illustration rare for sure, and Paldea Evolved's chase card. So interesting that my brain went there for no reason of choosing Magikarp, which seems to be an otherwise, uninteresting Pokemon. And here we have one of the big hitters, but the price is looking good here. We're moving down to that 115 range. Where we were once almost 150, but it's been a steady decline, and I don't think it's going to be declining too much. It might get down to that 100 or just under, but really I think it's going to level off in that 110 range. So we'll see what happens. I got to keep an eye out for a deal there, as it's going to be pretty soon that I might want to pull the trigger on finally getting it to add that to the collection there. All right, Raichu, we have another Paldea Evolved, one that kind of boosted up, getting a little bit higher there, almost the $50 mark, and now we're settling back down to the $40 mark. I think it was an overcorrection. Few sales pushing the price up. I really like this graph now that you can see this bar graph behind it. That's the amount of sales that were done. So the bar graph behind it shows the sales, and then you have the graph of trends price where it's sold. So I think what you see is there are only a few sales pushing that price really high up, and then you can see there's a handful of more sales as the price is coming down, getting that trend back down. But it also fuels a fire. There's more sales happening, so the price is going to correct. This is not trending up at the end, that little tail. and it's also not trending down. It's actually going to level in this range here. The $40 to $45 range is where it's probably going to level for quite a little while, I think. Tyranitar, similar story here, just a nice long path down here, but it's ticking up just a tiny bit at the end here. Again, we're going to level off on this one. 35 bucks would be, kind of where you're at. What am I saying? 35? No, 33 rather. Let me see if there's any recent sales. Why was I thinking 35 in this one? I don't know. There's only one there. A couple in past few days, but really between the 30 and 35, $40. What are you doing? Kind of all over the place. So that average market price can put it 33 on there. Chi-U-EX, Paldea Evolved again. It got a lot of hype not too long ago in early June, and then it just started crashing down. It dipped down a little bit, and then it came up to recover. Now you see it bouncing back and forth between a couple bucks here, just to give an idea of where things might be landing. But I think in that $25 range is what we're going to see long term on this one. Umbreon VMAX, going back to the Scarlet and Violet alt arts, these things are going to be the ones that stand the test of time. Great era, great artworks, and absolute hype all around them. But I think we've seen now finally what's going to be our level off price here. We've been at 900 there. We not too long ago it pushed even higher. I thought we were almost 1,000 on it getting out there. Oof, pretty crazy. And now we see these little dips out, leveling off here in the 845, 850 range. Let's see what we can actually pick it up for. And near mint, ooh, bad percentage on that. Not bad, but it's not 100, and it's so easy at 100 on here. So let's go to the next best there. 100% is saying 870 and free shipping over $50. So yeah, great. Don't buy it on here. Just my 2 cents. Don't buy these on here because they're just way too expensive to go without a picture, without seeing it in person, or seeing it at a show or a local game store or something like that. At the very least, do eBay where you can get a lot more photos showing every corner, front and back, all of that. This is a nice steady line here for the market to show us that it was at about almost 545, bringing it down here to now 383. Wow. Okay, so Rayquaza VMAX, one of the coolest legendaries that Pokemon had ever put out, in my opinion, just because it was kind of like the next big dragon, like Pokemon beyond Charizard, that really hit the mark for the community. Greninja V, here we go, coming down. Also, we were at 450. Now we're down. We were going to be almost 350 here. We're aiming for it, getting that $100 dip down, and it still has a little bit of recovery there, and then coming down into a decline. So we might actually see that there. TCG player, a more valuable thing for me would be if this little pop-up window was able to be shown at the bottom here, just following along under there, so you're not blocking all the graph information. So, if I like your new graph, but if you want to fine-tune it, have it pop up underneath the graph and follow along on your left to right. Just a suggestion, because I know how many people from TCG Player come and watch this channel. 0 might be the accurate count, but that's no problem there. We have the Lugia V alternate art from Silver Tempest, the chase card there, and I thought with all of those really heavy hitting packs, what were called God packs, even though they're not a God pack, just the guaranteed hit packs that were coming out for a while there, I thought this would have a lot more saturation in the market and therefore driving the price down. It did come down during that time, but there's been a little recovery, a little dip back down. It's kind of in that where are we going to land, and I think that 170 mark is where it's going to really hit for a while. It's going to take some time to climb beyond that, I think, in the long term there, especially since Silver Tempest is still available. Not always easy to get, but still available. Gengar VMAX from Fusion Strike. This was a big dip here, 360 coming down to 300. Whew. My goodness, these are getting pretty nuts in how much they swing. So it's patience. Patience is key. You can't FOMO as you see them shooting up and just going nuts. These are out there. There's hundreds, thousands of these cards in existence, all right? So they're going to be out there and readily available over time. Just watch, do your research, keep tuning in to V-Rule, and I'll help you do the research there. Blaziken VMAX, I don't know if this one was really ever, in my opinion, worth $400, and to be honest, I think $300 would be too much. So it's nice to see it dip under that at $391 and some change, but I think, or sorry, $291 and some change, but I think even further than that, in the $250 range is going to be more realistic. I just don't know if there's a whole lot more in that art to offer that it should justify such a high value. Tyranitar V from Battle Styles, this really got us into this alt art look. I think it was undervalued for a long time, and then it kind of caught on with the boom, and ended up stabilizing in some higher prices above a lot of other ones that were out there. So here we are dipping back down though a little bit, $140. If that gets down to a $100 card, I think that'd be a decent pickup. But that's still a tall order, another $40 to go on that one. Charizard V, alternate full art, Brilliant Stars. You could still get Brilliant Stars on Pokemon Center. And, hey, maybe you could still pull it. I don't know. But it was pushing almost $180 at one point not too long ago. And now we're coming down to that $130 mark. Ooh. All right, let's see what some recent sales are here. 128, 126, 127, 137, 130, 30, 27, 30. That $130 mark seems to be about average there. Machamp V, I tried to pick this one up a long while ago, early in this year, around $80. I had found a good price and went through it. It was an eBay sale. It never showed up. Had to fight that one. Got my money back. It all worked out, but just kind of really ticked me off because they were going for that for about a month, and I found one, went for it, but I had to deal with the length of the process of seeing if it'll arrive, expiring those dates, giving the seller a chance to respond, and by then prices were already shooting up when this was all going down, so kind of missed that window. But you know what? It's coming back down. Maybe we'll see a $100 spot for this one. But then, again, it's at 128 right now. We got a little bit to go to get there. Greninja EX. Is it going down? Is it? In the near mint, when you bring that up here, hard to tell. It looks like a little trend down here, just slightly, put on the 1 month, and now you go 302, coming down to 289. So there is a little bit coming down in there as we are kind of making our way into new sets. Stellar Crown on the horizon, Surging Sparks still to come. There's a lot of good stuff coming, so I think this one will come down a little bit. I am pleased to see it under that $300 mark. 290 isn't bad considering where it's been. Here's some few rare sealed product here. Twilight Masquerade Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. Why are we doing this, people? Who is going out there and actually making sales at $108, $105, $100 even on a new release set at this time? Relatively new. I think that's almost the start of it. Yeah, who's spending that kind of crazy money? I don't understand it. And then we're still in that $75, $78 range. Yikes. You can pick this up for $60 on Pokemon Center. I understand you may not have that opportunity, but you're kind of finding a way to overpay by a lot just to make up that. So kind of stinks. I don't know. Regular ETB, for a while these were actually getting pushed up there because of the hype of the set, but they came down pretty quickly into that $38 range, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now we're down to these 34, which is what would be normally seeing on these at this point in time. Readily available. You can find it all over the place still, online, even in stores. So I don't know why people do this themselves and FOMO and go crazy, but $35 ain't bad for an ETB. And I think I found it for you cheaper on our Thursday video last time. So take a look around here. Iron Crown from Temporal Forces, similar story. It's coming down. We got a little up, a little down, leveling out here. We're just under 60 on that one. Raging Bolt, the pull of the set. It wasn't at first, but it did end up landing there. Still not a bad price, $77 for being the pull of a set. So a little bit undervalued set in my opinion, and that's okay. Over time, we'll see. Shrouded Fable, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. These did sell out, and then upon release of the Elite Trainer Boxes, when it was, August 23rd or whatever, that late release, remember, people were kind of burnt out. They restocked them on Pokemon Center. They're still there. Usually they'll come out and sell out within a few weeks, especially on specialty sets. A few days rather. But here we are, another week and a half or something, 2 weeks out or whatever. I don't even know what date it is. We're about a week out. All right, so a week out from that, and they're still up there. We'll see how long that lasts. So why are people buying it here for $77? Same thing as the Twilight Masquerade one, I guess, if you can't get it. Cassiopeia on Shrouded Fable. Big swing down from that crazy $200 down to $74. And I think this still has some room to fall. Let's stretch out a month there, give a better path. It's been a slow decline on that price, so that's actually promising in how it should hold up. Pheasantipity, let's stretch that to only a month here. Same kind of thing. There's a lot of playability in this card, but it's been a little bit of a decline, and now it's kind of tanking. I don't know if the artwork elevates this to bling out your deck. The full art is a little bit better, in my opinion, just to find it quick in a deck shuffle or whatever you got to do. So I don't know if this one in particular, Special Illustration Rare, is going to hold up that much longer at $60. It's probably going to be on the decline. So a lot of stuff here. These declining prices are not to upset you if you've pulled these cards and you have them in your collection to go your collection's going down in value, because eventually they probably will go back up again. It's just going to take a long time. Singles take a while to do that. However, you also have an opportunity if you're interested in picking up these cards, adding them, completing a collection, getting those last few big hits. You know, it may be a good time to at least entertain that idea or be looking at it a little bit more aggressively, as I've identified them here in the Sunday slip for you. But let's just start with some free cards with that Galarian Articuno tin from Crown Zenith, the 2 3-pack blisters from Stellar Crown, and the Pokemon Mystery Prize. They're going out to 4 lucky winners. You know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, be sure to hit that bell, because I post 7 days a week, which means I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.